This is the start of spring. A couple of different types of cabbage, broad beans, more red cabbage, leek. There's a lot going to seed in this bed, and it's not far from most of it being cleared out. We have some red chard and beetroot, some kale just starting to go to flower, collard, massive, beautiful beef. I have something else going to see, which I think is one of the other kales. I can't see quite clearly from here with this monster in the way. And to give you an idea, that is my hand at shoulder height. One leaf. My beautiful purple broccolini, which we will probably have some of tonight. Won't pick that now though, because we're going to have a bit more of a walk around. And my Tuscan kale, which we put in 3 years ago. Yes, I said 3 years. This Tuscan kale, which if it was on the ground here, it's as you can see, I'm standing underneath it, but if it was on the ground it would actually still be taller than me. And we have had lots of meals from it. I love the Tuscan kale, and I will be putting in another one, but I'm going to be putting it in the garden bed out the front because they do last forever. I also have some more purple broccoli. We're coming down here, and my orange first flowers, and that's actually the first flowers it's had ever, so probably won't let that one fruit this year. It's a little small. Now we stripped this bit out, and I've planted some corn, but we have something volunteering to come up, and I'm not quite sure at this point what it is. I'm assuming it looks like some radishes of some sort, but we will see. As far as the corn, the only one I can see coming up so far, oh no, there's two. There's one there, one behind it. That's the only ones I can see. So, oh, another couple. There actually is more if I start to look, which is lovely. Fresh corn this year, beautiful. Our Adriatic fig is powering on. We're just starting to get some sprouts on the ends of our josterberry. I'm hoping this year we might get some fruit. If not, I'm going to have to do a little bit more reading about them because there's obviously something's not quite right. This bed has been cleared out and nothing planted as yet except for a volunteer plant in the back there. This will be tomatoes and has been heavily manured. We will top it out with some more compost before we plant very soon, probably this weekend. Olives are just starting to get ready to flower. They're also having a growth spurt. This one's not doing quite so well, but I haven't got around to clearing the grass from its base, so that's another job for this weekend. We'll keep going down here. We have our ruby blood plum. It's had flowers. I do see a couple of signs of possible fruit, but nothing worth showing at this point yet. I'm going to throw it past our compost, and yes, as you can see, even with careful planning, compost ends up with crap in it. So the bucket is, as I dig, I go through and take out anything that we don't want in the garden, particularly put organic, or as close to as possible. This bed still needs to be stripped. Hopefully that'll be a job for this weekend, but there's always more jobs. Our sunflowers, first of the sunflower heads have finally popped up. Oh, beautiful. And as you can see, if you look underneath, there's lots more heads to come. Celery's coming along. That's, I think, what our volunteer is over there. Another bed to be stripped. This one has been stripped and prepped and is ready to plant. I haven't decided what we're going to put in here yet. And we've got garlic growing around the base of our Nectarine, which has had heaps of flowers, and we will see how we go. Broccolini gone to seed now. Those seeds will get scattered throughout the property. There's still one or two that we can nibble from, and they'll get picked tonight to go with the small amount of purple broccolini that we've got. Just starting to get our first of our asparagus coming up. They're probably not going to be very prolific this year as we moved them from the old bed to the new bed, so they copped a bit of a shock to the system, so we will see how they come along. Aprium, we've had a few flowers this year, so hopefully we will see. We might actually get some fruit. I'm really hoping to get some fruit off this year, but time will tell. Oh, Sapote, fine, he's coming along bit by bit. Be a while before he's anything showing. And I think we have lost the hog plum, but we will give it another month or so to see if we get any new leaves sprout. But I think we're going to be replacing that one with possibly something else. Anyway, so that is the veggie patch part of our food forest, and this we basically created to live off of while the actual food forest gets established. Now, coming out here, just excuse me a second, I'm just locking the gate. Stop the chickens from eating all of our lovely food. Okay, our little red maples just starting to grow some leaves. Our coffee bean plants over there and there. Nothing as yet. We have our ice cream bean. A new one that's just gone in, which is our Panama berry. We have our lemonade lemon and our panache fig here in the back. This is the start of its second season. Our locust is powering on, and the fruits are just starting to change colour, so we'll get to have some yummy second year of having fruit from our locust. Blood lemon is having an absolute growth spurt at the moment, as you can see by all these little leaves all over it. Not much happening with longan yet, but it does like the warmer weather. Apricot. Nectarine. No, peacherine and nectarine. Pretty much the same thing for all intents and purposes. We have our mandarin over here. Kumquat. Chook pen. Behind that's the Tahitian lime. You can just see in the background. And then moving down here, we've got a little stick that, believe it or not, is actually an elderberry, just starting to come back, as is on there. Sandpaper fig. We have another sandpaper fig in behind the beehive. And this is our native and bush tucker garden. We have a black sapote, Chilean guava, nasturtiums galore, and a lemon aspen. You can see some fennel. This is our Fraser Island apple, native bush food. We also have an orange berry tucked in there, which is taking a little bit longer to grow. Also lots of herbs interplanted. And that one's a waterberry, edible, native thyme and native oregano. Lots of native bush food. I do want to learn all the proper names for it because I don't like actually using the term native such and such. I want my grandchildren to learn the correct names. This is my black genoa. And this little one here is the white genoa fig. We do have a volunteer plant growing in there that is flowering for the first time this year, and we have no idea what it is. And I intend to let it grow, and eventually we'll cut the one next to it back a little bit and give it room. We also have some more elder flower. More of the bush tucker garden. At the moment there's some my bulbs. You can see some lavender and roses bulbs along the fence line. Pomegranate just getting its leaves back. Irish strawberry. There's the dog next door. Dwarf pomegranate. Just getting its leaves back. Chilean macqueberry. Yet to see a Chilean macqueberry. That one, for the moment, its name has slipped my tongue. Jujube. It's a jujube. Yellow guava. blue tongueberry, which is native, pecan, another plum, Santa Rosa, another blood orange, lily pilly, quince, Veggie, Barbados cherry, which I'm not sure if that's still alive or just hasn't had its leaves come back yet, Indian guava, pink lady apple, gala apple, strawberry guava. And these will, over time, be underplanted more as they grow large enough to be underplanted. Hello, Jeddy. How are you doing, Jed? Good boy. My girls. We've got a new fence going in here. It's to keep the girls down the feed forest end. I still like to have a nice garden, and as you can see by the path, which was swept yesterday, they don't like letting me have nice things. So they're getting their own area, and I can regain this top part, and my hubby can regain his lovely lawn area, and everybody will be happy. Just undoing the gate. Okay, our crab apple, this one's just starting to do something. However, that one, look at that, beautiful. They're going to be gorgeous as they grow and their leaves all sprout. Beautiful flowers. And this is my herb and veggie walk, so this has got a mixture of all sorts of things in it, and along the back there is the berry bay, well, basically where all of the various different berries grow. Another feijoa, and then we come to the front garden, which is a pollinator garden on this side. In other words, lots of lovely flowers, lots of pretties, lots of nice things for the neighbours to see, to counteract my wild garden, which is on the other side, and to most people looks like a total and utter mess. However, there's a combination of decorative plants, useful plants, definitely some weeds, but also some weeds that most people would consider weeds that are actually edible or medicinal. So I'm learning about all of that, so I'm leaving it wild and pulling what is undesirable rather than what is generally considered to be a weed. Anyway, that's it for our September tour. Thanks for joining us on our Patch Paradise.